25th National Football Foundation Annual Awards Dinner presented by Las Vegas.
Whether or not there's a band playing our beat, we're on the sidelines clapping our hands or in the stands stomping our feet. Whether in the spring or fall, bitter winter cold or smothering summer heat, whether or not we find triumph or defeat, we're using science, not taking a backseat. So when we meet, whether it's flag 7 on 7 to 11, no matter if it's weather permitting, when we're a team, we can't be beat. Whether it's on the field, park, or even the street, through small towns, down dirt roads to the big city concrete, we built a community here. And what we built to compete. Contenders of all genders. Every one of us athletes, mentors, members. So just remember the technique. When we stick together, no link is weak. Whether we're in offices poring over balance sheets or poring over playbooks, envisioning victory from bus seats, hear what I speak. We might not play for crowds, but we're still gonna get down. We're here for that first down, get loud, Hail Mary, touchdown. Gonna make our mamas proud. Whether we're the pride of the rec league or the whole talk of the hometown, we're not afraid. So hear what I say. Whether it's tomorrow or today, how you gonna play?
Please welcome to our dais, starting with NFF Chairman and College Football Hall of Famer Archie Manning, NFF President and CEO Steve Hatchell, NFF Vice Chairman Jack Ford, NFF Vice Chairwoman Kathleen Murphy, NFF Board Member and College Football Hall of Famer Archie Griffin, OCAF Award recipient Bill Hancock, Toner Award recipient Tom Holmoe, Schinkel Award recipient Charlie Neal. Again, please give a warm welcome to our dais dignitaries. Also, please welcome the 2023 National Scholar Athlete Class presented by Fidelity Investments. Again, please welcome the 2023 National Scholar Athlete Class presented by Fidelity Investments. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame Class. again, please welcome the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame class. Please welcome National Football Foundation Chief Operating Officer Matthew Sine.
Good evening. Happy holidays and welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. Tonight is special. Not only do we induct a new class of Hall of Famers, but we have the honor of welcoming back those who set the tone, raised the bar, redefined what we thought greatness was. They are our heroes. They are the greatest of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back the returning members of the College Football Hall of Fame. From the University of Tennessee, quarterback Peyton Manning. Coach R.C. Slocum, Texas A&M. One of 4 individuals who has been inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. Quarterback from Florida, coach from Duke, Florida, and South Carolina, Steve Spurrier. Look at you.
See you again.
How you doing? How you doing? From Texas A&M University. Defensive tackle, Ray Childress. Also from Texas A&M, defensive tackle, Jacob Green. From the University of Southern California, Richard Batman Wood, linebacker. From the University of Southern California, tight end Charlie Young. Running back from the Ohio State University, Keith Byers. From Georgia Southern University, the original Adrian Peterson, running back Adrian Peterson. A national championship winning quarterback from Georgia Southern University, quarterback Tracy Ham. A coach from St. Lawrence and Villanova University, Andy Talley. A Heisman Trophy running back from the University of Southern California, Marcus Allen. The Offensive Player of the Year of the SWAC, beating out Walter Payton, center from Alcorn State, Dr. Dennis Thomas. Yep. A defensive lineman from the University of Wisconsin, Tim Crumrye. A coach from Central Michigan University, Herb Duramedy. A national championship winning coach from the University of Tennessee, Philip Fulmer. The captain of that national championship team, linebacker, University of Tennessee, Al Wilson. From Austin College, Northwest Missouri State, Coach Mel Churchma. Now, a defensive lineman from the University of Nebraska, Rich Glover. All the way from Naples, Florida, the coach from the University of Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez. From Kansas State University, Coach Bill Snyder. A three-time All-America defensive lineman from Millsaps, Sean Brewer. From Illinois State University, linebacker Boomer Grigsby. He once described his running style as like smoke through a keyhole. Running back from the University of Oklahoma, Joe Washington. National championship winning quarterback from the University of Texas, Vince Young. National championship winning quarterback from the University of Nebraska, Tommy Frazier. I want to make sure. From Clemson University, running back C.J. Spiller. From the University of Texas, defensive back Johnny Johnson. Linebacker from the University of Arizona, Ricky Hunley. Safety from the University of Arizona, Chuck Cecil. Defensive back from the University of Georgia, Scott Warner. He won the Campbell Trophy. Offensive tackle, University of Georgia, Matt Stinchcomb. He was the first place kicker inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Place kicker, Kevin Butler, University of Georgia. There we go. From Ashland, linebacker, Bill Royce. A center from the University of Oklahoma, Tom Brahaney. Defensive tackle from the University of Miami, Russell Maryland. A nose guard from the University of Notre Dame, Chris Zorich. A coach from Toledo and the University of Missouri, Gary Pinkel. National Football Foundation board member, captain of the University of Washington's national championship team, offensive tackle Lincoln Kennedy. And joining us on the dais, the only two-time winner of the Heisman Trophy from The Ohio State University, running back Archie Griffin. And finally, our chairman of the board, His number is the speed limit on campus. From the University of Mississippi, quarterback Archie Manning. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for the College Football Hall of Famers.
It's amazing that you do that all from memory.
I've had brain freeze on 2 of them.
Hey, I want some credit. The whole headset's like, he's doing it.
Please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremonies, a former defensive back from the University of Tennessee, from CBS Sports and the NFL Network, Charles Davis.
Good evening, everyone. Quite a letdown after all that, right? Absolutely understand that totally. I'm proud, I'm honored, I'm excited to be here with all of you this evening on behalf of the National Football Foundation, an organization that continues to shepherd the great game of football, the game that we love, the reason that we're here. We know there's a lot of change going on with our game, but the constant is the National Football Foundation. Thank goodness we've got them, and thank goodness they invited us all here for this nice little soiree. I'd like to thank some people right off the top because me being here, I can't do this alone. And this is no means inclusive in terms of a list. But Courtney Morrison Archer, thank you so much for all the help getting here. Hillary Jeffries, without you, I definitely wouldn't be standing here. And Matthew Syme, thank you for calling and telling me that I would be here, and that was kind of the end of the conversation. Appreciate you all very, very much. You represent the NFF so incredibly well. Now, as I walked in here tonight, I passed a number of people, fortunate to know some of them. Others I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting, but all of them had the same message, and it was, keep this moving. So what it tells me is that despite the fact you all look sensational and stunning tonight, putting on these beautiful outfits, everyone really wants to take off their high heels, they want to take off their jackets, and they want to go chill. So I understand that, and I will do my best to keep this thing moving, keep it on board, and keep on track. But before we do that, I'd also want to let you know that my cousin Reese Davis, who hosted this great event last year, called me, and he's the reason I am here as well, because he called me and said, "Cuz, it's been a long, hard college football season. And last weekend was really, really difficult. So if you wouldn't mind standing in for me, helping a brother out, I would appreciate it." So the reason Reese is not here and I am here, that is why. So please, next year when you see Reese, ask him just how hard his football season actually was, all right? Also want to thank my beautiful bride, Lisa, who is here with us this evening. She got a chance to dress up, and boy, she looks good. Lisa. Now, what do you say we get this bad boy on the road? It is my pleasure to welcome artist, entertainer, and former Miss Texas, Shyla Phillips, to perform our national anthem. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in
Wow. Shyla Phillips again, everyone. Miss Shyla Phillips. I actually was in the choir back at my high school in New Paltz, New York. And the force of nature who was our choir director was a woman by the name of Bythema Bagley. And she decided I was going to be in the choir, even though I really didn't want to. And she pulled me aside and said, "You're going to be in my choir because I need a tall body to round off the back. But I've heard you sing. So here's how it's going to go down. You're going to stand there, you're going to learn every word, you're going to lip sync every lyric. But if I hear one sound come out of your mouth, you're getting an F." And so ended my choir career. Thank you again, Shyla Phillips. As we begin tonight's festivities, we pause now to remember the legends and leaders that over the past year departed us way too soon. This is a tribute to those we won't soon forget. They will certainly never be forgotten. Now it is my pleasure to welcome Tyrone Jones, pastor of Church for the City in Yuma, Arizona, and an assistant coach at Yuma Catholic High School to provide tonight's invocation.
Will you stand, please, and bow your heads with me? Heavenly Father, it's with great joy we stand here tonight in your presence to honor outstanding athletes, scholars, and coaches. Everyone on this stage has excelled with skill, talent, ability, and opportunity you have given them. You are worthy of thanks, and they are worthy of honor. As we eat together, celebrate together, and fellowship together, may you be glorified. Thank you for all who invested in putting together this 65th annual banquet. Thank you for the meal, and may it be nourishment to our bodies. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority is charged with marketing Southern Nevada as the world's premier tourism and convention destination. It has quickly become the entertainment and sports capital of the world. Here to officially welcome us to Las Vegas is Mr. Steve Hill, the CEO and president of the LVCVA. Steve?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Las Vegas. Welcome back. We are thrilled to have you here. Anything happened since we last got together? No. We are in the midst of a real run here in Las Vegas. We have touted ourselves as the sports and entertainment capital of the world. We want to let you know how much we appreciate the contribution that college football has made to making that true. And this event, being in Las Vegas, matters to us. It makes a statement about our city, and we are very proud to host you. I do want to thank Steve Hatchell, Matthew, the entire team with the Football Foundation. It is a great partnership. We have a great friendship, and we look forward to continuing to host you in the years to come. We are very excited that there has been an announcement that you will be back in 2024 and 2025. So thank you for that. We want to congratulate the inductees this evening. We know it's a special night for them. It's a special night for us to be able to host you on your special evening. I hope all of you enjoy your evening in Vegas. Thank you for being here.
Steve, you're very casual about it, but that announcement about the NFF in Las Vegas for 2 more additional years, that's worthy of another round of applause. That's fantastic. As he approaches his 20th year as president and CEO of the National Football Foundation, this University of Colorado grad's influence on the sport remains as strong as ever. To introduce the major award winners, please welcome someone who's been a mentor, a guide, teacher, and above all, a friend to me over the years, Mr. Steve Hatchell.
Thank you, Charles. Well, good evening, everybody. We have a great opportunity to pat on the back a lot of folks that make this game so terrific. But before I get started in that, we'd like to acknowledge a good friend, a new good friend, who's providing a lot of leadership at the NCAA, and that is their brand new president, who we like the leadership that he's going through right now. Charlie Baker. Charlie, thank you for being with us tonight. The Outstanding Contribution to Amateur Football Award applies to individuals who have made contributions to the game of football, either to the manner in which it is played, coached, or to the manner in which it's enjoyed by spectators. This year, we recognize Bill Hancock. Bill's title is Executive Director of the College Football Playoff. But listen to this. His distinguished career in college athletics dates back to his days as a sports information director at his alma mater, Oklahoma. His passion for athletics would lead him to positions at the Big 8 Conference, the NCAA, and ultimately becoming the only person to head the NCAA Final Four, the Bowl Championship Series, and the College Football Playoff. Outstanding Contribution to Amateur Football Award this year goes to Mr. Bill Hancock. Billy. I have to add in there, too, that Bill and I worked at the Big 8 together and formed a friendship that is as strong as it can be over many decades, and just a most wonderful person. The John L. Toner Award is awarded annually by the NFF to recognize athletic directors who have demonstrated superior administrative abilities and shown outstanding dedication to college athletics, particularly college football. This year, we're very honored to recognize Athletics Director Tom Homo from Brigham Young University. Since 2005, Homo has overseen 21 intercollegiate sports. BYU football has won nearly 70% of its games, and he appeared in 16 bowl games under Tom's tenure. His commitment to excellence, relentless work ethic, and strong leadership were key to securing membership in the Big 12 Conference for BYU. Homo is a former all-WAC defensive back for the Cougars and later coached and served as the head coach at Cal Berkeley before returning to his alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toner Award recipient, Mr. Tom Homo. Thank you, Tom. Presented annually, the Chris Schenkel Award recognizes a broadcaster with direct ties to a specific university who has had a long and distinguished career broadcasting college football. This year's recipient has direct ties to many universities. Charlie Neal is the lead play-by-play announcer for the HBCU Go Sports and a co-host of the MEAC Digital Network. For 24 years, he was the voice of sports on Black entertainment television.
Campus of Florida A&M in Tallahassee, Florida is where we are for our college football prime time. Two MEAC schools, the Hornets of Delaware State coming in to take on the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Neal and welcome to Tallahassee as the Rattlers usher in the Reuben Carter football era. Reuben Carter becomes the 14th head coach in the history of the Rattler football program.
Zeb Davis is in now in place of Roy. Here's the quarterback pitch to Zeb Davis. He fumbles the ball. Maybe a break for the Rattlers. It is picked up. Down the sideline. Still on his feet. Going to the end zone. Dowdy. Touchdown, FAMU.
His career highlights include covering Hall of Fame coach Eddie Robinson's 324th career win to break Bear Bryant's all-time wins record and providing the play-by-play voice for the first ever college football game televised on ESPNU. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of HBCU football, Mr. Charlie Neal.
Every time someone gets an award, you start to think about all they did in order to be in position to receive that award. Bill Hancock, NCAA Final Four director, of course the college football playoff that we know him from now, At one point, he actually offered me a job to work with him at the Final Four. And I was dumb enough to turn it down. Probably the best thing that happened to you, Billy. You didn't have to put up with me every day. I met Tom Holmoe a number of years ago, and one of the finest men I've met. Greeted me, received me, and has been kind to me ever since. And what a great job he's done at BYU, shepherding them to the Big 12, something a lot of people thought would never happen. Congratulations. And Charlie Neal, we just call him the legend. If you grew up watching any HBCU ball, as I did in my household, my father was an HBCU quarterback at Bluefield State in West Virginia, you knew Charlie Neal. And I was fortunate enough to meet him young in my career and have him mentor me and guide me and critique me and help me get better at my craft. Obviously, you still have a lot of work left to do, legend. Obviously. But to see him here tonight getting this award so well deserved fills me with a lot of pride and a lot of gratefulness. Charlie, congratulations. First presented in 2007, the NFF Legacy Awards honor individuals and organizations who have made extraordinary contributions to the NFF and or embody its mission. Tonight, we recognize 3 individuals who have worked tirelessly to help the game and its constituents. Since 2016, Todd Berry has served as the executive director of the American Football Coaches Association, growing the organization to more than 11,000 members nationwide. After graduating from Tulsa, where he played quarterback for the Golden Hurricane, Berry spent the next 33 years in coaching, including head coaching positions at Illinois State, Army, and Louisiana Monroe. This year, he celebrates his 40th year in college football, and he will retire from the AFCA in January. Todd Berry. Coach, come a long way since you GA'd when I was playing at Tennessee. I thought you were going to quit. I saw you walking away at that Davis. Mark Flynn is the CEO of MWF Advisors and the driving force behind the highly successful Campbell Trophy Summit held every summer on the Stanford University campus. Flynn, a former linebacker at St. John's University in Minnesota, playing on their 1976 national championship team, organized the summit as a tribute to his longtime friend, the late, great Bill Campbell. Flynn founded the summit in 2017 to provide a powerful opportunity for all former National Scholar athletes and Campbell Trophy nominees to learn from the nation's top leaders and entrepreneurs. Mr. Flynn. Notice my invitation hasn't arrived yet to attend the summit. Oh, that's right. You have to be nominated for the oh, my fault. All right. Anyway, A.J. Robinson is the chairman of Atlanta Hall Management Incorporated, which oversees the Chick-fil-A College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta. Unfortunately, he was unable to join us this evening. But the Emory University grad has been a driving force in the Hall's push to be a premier sports destination. His leadership has shaped the Hall's growth and long-term sustainability as the building prepares to celebrate its 10th anniversary in Atlanta next year. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the NFF Legacy Award recipients. Founded in 1958, the more than 12,000 men and women in 47 states and 120 communities across the country who make up the membership of the NFF chapter system are committed to promoting and protecting the game of football. The chapters annually reach more than 500,000 student athletes and more than 5,000 high schools across the country, while annually distributing more than $1 million in scholarships. Yeah, that's worthy of applause. Tonight, we recognize 5 Chapter Leadership Award recipients for their commitment to the NFF and the game itself. Representing the West region is Brandon Allison. From the Northeast region, Jay Fallon. Representing the South region, Keith Kilgore. From the Midwest region, Bob Mancuso. And from the East region, Matt May. Congratulations to you all, and thank you so much for your great contributions. For the past 8 years, the NFF has partnered with the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference to reveal the league's offensive and defensive players of the year as part of the events surrounding the NFF Annual Awards Dinner. The announcement was made earlier today by MEAC Commissioner Sonia Stills. The MEAC Defensive Player of the Year is defensive back Kenny Gallup Jr. from Howard University. He is also a finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award presented to the top defensive player in the FCS. Gallup will lead the Bison to their first ever appearance in the Celebration Bowl on Saturday, December 16 versus Florida A&M live on ABC. Congratulations. Repeating as MEAC Offensive Player of the Year is North Carolina Central quarterback Davius Richard. He's going to double down tonight because you'll hear his name again. He's also a member of the NFF National Scholar Athlete class and a finalist for the Campbell Trophy. Richard recently led the Eagles to the FCS playoffs. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, continue that round of applause for the 2023 MEAC Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year. Since 1959, the National Football Foundation's National Scholar Athlete Awards presented by Fidelity Investments have been known as one of the most prestigious honors in all of sports. The pinnacle of intercollegiate football's academic achievement, the award honors the best and brightest of today's college players and carries an $18,000 postgraduate scholarship. From the 201 semifinalists for these awards, the Foundation's Awards Committee had the difficult challenge of selecting 16 awardees. Please welcome now National Football Foundation Vice Chairwoman Kathleen Murphy.
Good evening. It is my distinct privilege to introduce you to the 2023 National Scholar Athlete class presented by Fidelity Investments. This class of scholar athletes is highly distinguished. The class has an average GPA of 3.72. 6 are academic All-Americans. 8 are football All-Americans. 14 are all-conference performers, including 6 Conference Players of the Year. And 13 are actually playing in the postseason, including 4 in New Year's 6 bowl games. Let's take a look at this group.
The coveted William V. Campbell Trophy, presented by the National Football Foundation to the nation's premier scholar athlete for upholding the highest standards of scholarship, leadership, and athletic achievement, and for serving as the living embodiment of our mission to build leaders through football.
As a student athlete, you always strive for success off the field, and to be recognized for this great award, it truly means the world to me. I always strive to better my community, and being up for this award shows that I'm more than just a football player.
It's quite an honor to be up for one of the most prestigious awards in college football. It really encompasses who I am, things that I value, such as leadership, my academics, my on-field performance, and community service.
I came into college saying that I wanted to be different in terms of athlete, student, just be well-rounded, and I think I really put my time into it, and I think it's pretty cool when your work pays off.
Professors here at this college has put into not only me, but all the students here. And I just hope it helps to raise the level of national attention that Benedict College should receive.
Be able to represent, Holy Cross, the FCS level, the Patriot League, at this awards ceremony is a huge deal because this is a prestigious award. It's one of the most prestigious awards in college football.
It's definitely a great feeling knowing that these last 4 years of hard work and all the effort to be recognized, and not only myself, but again, everyone else who helped me get to this point.
It's an honor to be named a Campbell Trophy finalist, not only for me, but for the entire WVU football program. There's been 7 other finalists in our program's history, and for me to be the 8th, it's extremely humbling.
To me, to be named a Campbell Trophy finalist, definitely an honor in the sense that there are so many incredible athletes, in college football, tremendous students and tremendous members of their community. So, to be chosen as one of the final 16 of those guys is definitely an honor.
I know the 15 other finalists, just to be among that list is a huge privilege. A lot of great guys on that list who work really hard, both on and off the field. And just to even be mentioned in that category and even have the possibility to do that is an amazing thing.
To be a finalist for this award is definitely huge. To be one of 15 UGA players to ever be nominated, only SEC player this year, it kind of recognizes that we're more than football players and that we're able to do stuff off the field in the classroom. So that's definitely something that I pride myself on.
Just more than football, and there's a lot that goes into it, and just to be one of the nominees, it's an honor and a privilege, and I don't take it lightly, and it's about how you go about life, how you go about academics, and it's just truly an honor.
Just knowing my journey kind of serves as a reinsurance that I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right thing. Kind of just give gratitude to everybody that played a part in my journey to get where I'm at today, that they'll know that I really appreciative of it.
It's a huge honor being named a Campbell Trophy finalist, being in great company with some elite football players and academic people. Second year in a row at Hopkins, having a guy here is pretty big as well.
Such a prestigious award, an award that represents academics, sports, and community service, and those are things that I really pride myself in, especially with academics, graduating already with a degree. So I'm very grateful and thankful for this opportunity.
I think it's a really good testament to all the great people here at Wabash that have really pushed me. It's a huge honor to be at a dinner like that with so many people from the college football community that have done so much for the game.
I mean, it's special. I think looking back at the people that have been finalists and won it before me, I think the last guy to win it here was Hutch. So I mean, just to be in the same realm and recognition as some of these other great guys that have won the award is really special.
Now let me introduce you to them in person. Offensive lineman from Kansas State University and a finalist for the Outland Trophy, Cooper Beebe. From the University of Notre Dame, a finalist for the Werfel Trophy, linebacker J.D. Bertrand. Defensive tackle from Duke University and an ACC's Jim Tatum Award winner, Dwayne Carter. From Benedict College, two-time SEAC Defensive Player of the Year, defensive end, Lubert Danellis. Linebacker from the College of Holy Cross, the Patriot League Defensive Player and Scholar Athlete of the Year, Jacob Dobbs. From Penn State University, offensive tackle Olu Fashanu. Center from West Virginia University, Zach Frazier. From Wartburg College, two-time conference defensive MVP, linebacker Owen Grover. Linebacker from the United States Military Academy, Leo Lowen. Now, Leo's got a big game coming up this weekend, the Army-Navy games in Foxborough, so he will not be able to join us tonight. From the University of Georgia, wide receiver and finalist for the Werfel Trophy, Ladd McConkey. A finalist for the Heisman Trophy, the Maxwell and the Davey O'Brien Awards, and Pac-12 Scholar Athlete of the Year, quarterback from the University of Oregon, Bo Nix. A two-time MEAC Offensive Player of the Year from North Carolina Central University, quarterback Davius Richard. Defensive end from Johns Hopkins University, two-time conference Defensive Player of the Year, Luke Sherman. The Big Ten's all-time leading passer from the University of Maryland, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. It's the only one I've gotten wrong in a few years. Quarterback from Wabash College, the three-time Offensive Player of the Year, Liam Thompson. And finally, from the University of Michigan, offensive lineman Zach Zinter. Now, as many of you may have seen this past weekend, Zach suffered a really tough injury, and so he is not able to join us tonight. Let me ask the Scholar athletes to please stand and please share your applause with them again for outstanding college careers. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, having just heard the incredible accomplishments of this year's National Scholar Athlete class, you can imagine the difficult decision that our awards committee had in selecting one of these individuals for further recognition. To announce the recipient of the William V. Campbell Trophy, please welcome Emmy Award-winning journalist, former Yale football player, and NFF Vice Chair, Jack Ford.
Kathy, thank you. And I want to start by also thanking Fidelity Investments for their commitment to higher education and as the longtime supporter of the NFF's Scholar Athlete and Faculty Salutes programs. This partnership with Fidelity is now in its 13th year. It plays a key role in our efforts to promote the Scholar Athlete ideal. Now, each year, as Kathy indicated, it's a difficult choice, like trying to select one of who's your favorite child. We describe it often as a delightful dilemma. Delightful because there are so many marvelously talented young men, and a dilemma because only one can be chosen. And each year, one National Scholar Athlete is selected to receive the coveted William V. Campbell Trophy, recognizing college football's top scholar athlete. The trophy, named in honor of the late Bill Campbell, the former player, captain, and head coach of Columbia University, who after a career switch from coach to executive, went on to become one of this country's most influential business leaders. His legacy of excellence lives on through this award. I want to mention that joining us tonight are a number of former recipients. I'm going to ask them when I call their name, just stand up and give us a wave if you would. One of only 4 players all time to be both a Campbell recipient and to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. From the University of Georgia 1998 recipient, Matt Stinchcomb. The 1993 winner from the University of Virginia, Thomas Burns. The inaugural recipient of the Campbell Trophy back in 1990 from the U.S. Air Force Academy and NFF board member, Dr. Chris Howard. And yet another one of the 4 recipients of the Campbell Award who has also been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame from the University of Tennessee, Peyton Manning. And now joining us on the dais and just about to become a member of that select fraternity, being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame tonight, and the 2009 winner of the Campbell Trophy from the University of Florida, Tim Tebow. Gentlemen, welcome back to all of you. Thank you. Now, the recipient of the Campbell Trophy will see his postgraduate scholarship increase to $25,000. He's also going to be recognized multiple times, including this Friday night on ESPN's College Football Awards show, this weekend at the Heisman Trophy Awards dinner, on Monday at the New York Athletic Club, and at the CFP National Championship game. The inscription on the Campbell Trophy reads as follows: presented by the National Football Foundation to the nation's premier scholar athlete for upholding the highest standards of scholarship, leadership, and athletic achievement, and for serving as the living embodiment of our mission, which is to build leaders through football. So, on behalf of the National Football Foundation, I am proud to announce that this year's recipient is from the University of Oregon. Ladies and gentlemen, Bo Nix.
Thank you all so much. I am honored and humbled to be the recipient of the 2023 William V. Campbell Trophy. Thank you to the National Football Foundation, Archie Manning, and Steve Hatchell for this tremendous honor and for hosting such an incredible event. Congratulations to the College Football Hall of Fame inductees and all of my fellow scholar athletes and the previous winners. I'm proud to join you in the Campbell Trophy fraternity. I've always loved football, and playing it has brought many opportunities in the community and in the classroom. I appreciate that this honor recognizes the full range of work that we do outside of the football field, and this wouldn't be possible without all of my support that I've received. The Lord has blessed me in many ways along my journey. One of the most important is the opportunity to influence people, as we are called to be the light in this world and to utilize our platform to benefit others. I know I would not be here without my relationship with Jesus. The Lord has also provided me with an incredible support system, and I have many people to thank, especially my beautiful wife, Izzy, my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters, and all of my extended family. I also want to thank my teammates and coaches, Coach Lanning, Rob Mullins, and the entire support system at the University of Oregon. I appreciate my time at Auburn University as well, and I want to thank my teammates and everyone who helped me at Auburn. I'm grateful for my Oregon community who welcomed me during the past 2 years. At the time, I didn't know what to expect, but it's truly been one of the best decisions of my life. I love college football and everything that it represents, and I've learned so many different lessons about life from the game, and hopefully I have been a positive example to others. Football has taught me the resiliency to get back up and to keep taking the next best step. Thank you, and God bless.
If there's anybody who doubts the value of this great game of college football and the quality of the young men it produces, I'd invite them to spend 5 minutes with any one of these 16 young men up here, and after just 5 minutes, they'll understand how valuable it is. Once again, congratulations, Bo Nix, and all of our honorees this evening. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite you all to enjoy your meal. We'll be back in just a little while and introduce you to our class of 2023 College Football Hall of Famers. Enjoy your dinner.
Come fly with me. I've always had this passion for football. It's my job to foster the product creation process for all of our products that have a Wilson brand on it. If you look at athletes 50 years ago versus today, they look a lot different. They're well-tuned, highly trained individuals, and the equipment needs to evolve with them.
You are a part of the game. You're a part of these athletes' lives. You're a part of them stepping on the field. The days of just mass producing any products overseas, those days are over.
I have a great job. There's no shortage of motivation there because I get up every day to go work on sports equipment that I get to see on the field every weekend in the fall.
And some of these guys, you know, you're talking to some athletes who are the best that have been playing their sport at a professional level for 8-9 years. And now they're taking this simple device, wearing it, and they feel it's making them better and making a difference.
You know, I love the game of football. I want guys to be able to play as long as they want. And I think any way to help guys play longer and extend their careers and keep guys healthy is, you know, I'm all for it.
Our mission is to improve sports safety, not just within the NFL, but throughout football. You know, if we can impact our players, which are the most elite on our fields, I do believe that it will have an effect for football players at all levels of sport.
A number of people from different areas around the football world who do this day in and day out and care desperately for the health and safety of the athletes that they care for. Seeing the integrity that exists in it and willing to roll up their sleeves and help. Offering their time with a number of different backgrounds or disciplines behind them that make the work almost by definition collaborative. And that part is really rewarding.
So at Wilson, we've been doing this for 100 years, right? We've been at the heart of sport for that long, and we want to keep making better football. We want to help players play their best. We started with, you know, this fundamental concept of just can we measure things, and that started in 2012. One of the needs that I saw in the market that wasn't there was the launch monitor kind of for quarterbacks that would actually understand how well somebody threw the football. I think it's the first time you can actually quantify a quarterback's arm talent. We measure distinct types of throws, and what we wanted to do is measure like how much speed can they get on the ball, how well do they spin it, what's the spiral quality of when they throw it, and how quick can they get it out of their hands. That's what we set out to do.
Q-Collar is a non-invasive device worn around the neck. It's applying a very exacting amount of pressure, which allows for a backfilling, and there's more fluid being held in the brain so the brain can't slosh or move inside the head. And so for us, being able to reduce the injury that's occurring by putting the collar on, that injury doesn't occur. It's significantly reduced. Our hope and our vision is that this product becomes universal. It's just a part of everything that you see on every single football player, no different than the rest of their equipment that they're wearing today. They like it, it's comfortable, they want to wear it, and they feel it's making a difference.
I must have asked 50 to 100 players during the beginning of X-Tech, what type of shoulder pads do you wear? And the average response was, I wear whatever they put in my locker, and it's been like that since 8th grade. Why aren't their pads position specific? Why aren't their pads specific to what sort of injuries the player may be prone to based upon the position he plays? Every pad we build here, whether it's the best players at the NFL level or high school, is custom built specific to what that player needs.
The research and product development team is a team of engineers, designers, test technicians, quality experts, and product managers that are dedicated and committed to the game of football and making it safer for players. Riddell has historically engaged with all constituents of the game of football, but more recently we've been working on smart helmet technology, sensors in helmets, radio transmitting devices, for almost 20 years now. We test about 25,000 football helmets a year.
I think that when our fans think of the NFL, I don't think that they think of us as scientific, but we have the leading experts that really help us to charge and lead forward, but really put together strategies and technologies to improve the health and safety of our players.
A lot of people are trying to do the right thing for the right reason.
And even if progress, sometimes doesn't always exist overnight, eventually you're going to get there and people are trying hard to do it. That's the part that's probably the most heartening and constantly rewarding.
I think there have been a lot of advancements in the last decade to make the game safer. I can tell you that the protective equipment has never been better, and it will change the game in the future in a lot of ways.
Two commonalities all of us have in college football, whether it's coaches or players, every time we get together, we choose to do it, and then secondly, we're able to do it. And having the Children's Hospital overlooking our stadium is just a great reminder. Not everybody's that fortunate. So in 17, we had a new tradition that began, which I think is as good a tradition as there is in college football. At the end of first quarters, everybody in the stadium turns and waves to the Children's Hospital, and it's a salute to the doctors, the nurses, the staff that work to get kids healthy. Most importantly, you hear the stories from the children, you hear them from their families, and just how much it means to them. That's the good thing. And a young man, Caden Kelso, to hear his story, early in the season he was up receiving the wave, and then he was able, as he got healthier, to be down on the sidelines with us later in the season and wave up to the other children. That was a pretty moving thing.
My senior year in college, there's always been this kid who works at this grocery store. He's huge. He goes to San Diego State, just a student. I said, hey, did you ever thought about playing football? And he was like, oh, no, I'm into math and science. He was a 300-pound nerd. He had bifocals on with the tape on the side. He played the oboe. He was in the band. And I was like, yo, bro, you really should, go out for football. You're pretty big. So I go on and get drafted and go off, and a couple years later, I'm watching TV, and this same kid is now the starting left tackle at San Diego State. Gets drafted a couple years later in the second round to Houston, making millions of dollars, and lo and behold, my free agency year, I go to Houston. Now, me and this kid who knew each other in college, I'm the starting left tackle, and he's the starting left guard. We're playing next to each other in the NFL. So this goes out to my Manchester Pitts. You're welcome.
Intercollegiate football is much more than a game. It is a unique and powerful educational force of vital importance to this country.
November 1958 in New York City, the National Football Foundation and Football's Hall of Fame pay tribute to some of the game's all-time greats. President Eisenhower is the honored guest of the evening. One of West Point's greatest military backfields is assembled here as the president stands between Omar Bradley and Douglas MacArthur. Ed Garbish, former Army All-American, introduces the 1958 electees. First is Cy Young, one of the South's greatest broken field runners. Marshall Goldberg was an All-American in 1937 and 1938 for the Pitt Panthers. Harry Kipke, Michigan's All-American in 1922, was one of the finest punters that football has ever produced. Harry Struldreher was the quarterback of the legendary Four Horsemen of Notre Dame, making All-American in 1924. Chester J. LaRoche, president of the National Football Foundation, presents the first gold medal award to Dwight David Eisenhower, President of the United States.
Morale, the will to win, the fighting heart are the honored hallmarks of the football coach and player. Likewise, they are characteristic of the enterprising executive, the successful troop leader, the established artist, and the dedicated teacher and scientist. My thanks to you for a fine evening. My congratulations to our honored guests, and my very best wishes for another wonderful football year. Thank you very much.
The president receives a standing ovation from the gathering as he personally congratulates the new electees.
lot of the work that's been done at research institutions have kind of qualified impact data using video reconstruction. So they've reconstructed impacts in the lab using test dummies based on video reconstructions of on-field play to develop new products.
We test about 25,000 football helmets a year, and the whole idea is to reduce the head impact exposure to the players on the field. Measuring certain biometrics on the field that you can measure in the helmet and using that to improve the game of football, I think will have, benefits that we can't even really imagine right now.
So the medical community is now focused more on reducing repetitive subconcussive impacts. Q-Collar is a non-invasive device worn around the neck. It's applying a very exacting amount of pressure, which allows for a backfilling, and there's more fluid being held in the brain, so the brain can't slosh or move inside the head. The research we showed is by putting the collar on, that injury doesn't occur. It's significantly reduced.
Why aren't there pads tailored to a player came off of X injury last year, so we want to make sure he's protected? With X-Tech, we launched with pads specific to what sort of injuries the player may be prone to based upon the position he plays.
One of the needs that I saw in the market that wasn't there was a launch monitor kind of for quarterbacks. And we felt like that could be a good tool to help develop quarterbacks as well as keep quarterbacks healthy and on the field. So we know what a healthy arm looks like as a baseline, so that when somebody's recovering from injury, then they can come back, and once they start to reach that same level of performance, they know that their recovery is on track and they're ready to go again. So it helps on both the prevention side and also the recovery side.
It's a system that calculates these stats. It gives it to you in its initial form in a spreadsheet, pointing out their weaknesses or their perceived weaknesses and how can we improve, even on injury recovery standpoint. But now I can quantify it. I can put a number to that improvement.
Now, more than ever, we're more informed about the game of football, and that's not just in head protection, but that extends in a lot of different aspects of the games. The progress in the past 5-10 years has been dramatic, and I see that continuing with a lot of the emphasis and focus on player safety.
There were 34 in my graduating class from a little small town about 100 miles east of Dallas called Big Sandy. It was a big deal for a major college coach to come down there, a little small school like that, and say that he thought that I was good enough to be a good football player in college. Coach Janko came to my house and told my mother that he would be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And we believe that. Everything he said he would do for me as a high school athlete coming to college, he did. One of the reasons why I'm in coaching, and really kind of took that same mindset, don't recruit guys unless I want to be a part of their life ever. Fast forward many years, my mother, a couple years before she passed, Alzheimer's, didn't know us most of the time, but went to visit her, and out of the blue, she said, hey, Lovey, when's the last time you saw Coach Janko?
Not something I ever really grew up aspiring to do was conduct a band, but I got to do it back at Tennessee. It was an experience I'll always remember. Right after the game, amongst the celebration and doing a post-game interview, somebody asked me if I wanted to come over and direct the band. And I never heard that question before, but I walked over to where the band is and got up on the ladder and felt like I kind of had the band in rhythm, performing Rocky Top. Really felt like maybe I'd kind of had a second calling to be a conductor. I was humbled when I looked right down below, and the real band director was below me actually doing the conducting, and he's the one that had it in perfect rhythm. It always kind of was a special memory. You don't get to do that in pro football, or I'm not sure anywhere else.
For the greatest football dinner of the year, we take you to the Waldorf Astoria for the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame Annual Awards Dinner, honoring General Douglas MacArthur and some of the all-time immortals of the gridiron. This dinner marked the occasion of the first presentation of the Foundation's Scholar Athlete Merit Awards, made by Vincent Grotti, chairman of the awards committee. They were given to carefully selected college seniors who were outstanding in football performance, academic achievement, and campus leadership. This year, in addition to the awards, special fellowships of $500 apiece for graduate study were given to the boys through the outstanding generosity of Colonel Earl Blake. And now, the feature of the evening, the annual election of former great football players and coaches to the Hall of Fame. The 1959 elections went to 6 living and 3 deceased players and 1 coach. Major Felix Doc Blanchard, the thundering fullback for the great Army teams, receives his plaque. He was famous as Mr. Outside. Charlie Trippi of Georgia, ranked as one of the finest backs in Southeastern Conference history. His greatest year was in 1946, when he was unanimous for the All-America. Doak Walker, a 3-time All-America at Southern Methodist, was named the college player of the 1945-55 decade. Bob Hope provided the entertainment of the evening, and he was at his merry-making best. And here is the magnificent new MacArthur Bowl, which goes to the best football team in the country each year. General MacArthur, honored guest of the evening, one of America's great war heroes, accepts the medal.
The game has become a symbol of our country's best qualities: courage, stamina, coordinated efficiency. Many even believe in these cynical days of doubt and indecision that through this sport we can best keep alive the spirit of virility and enterprise which has made us great.
Football has been in my life since the day I was born. At a young age, probably 9 or 10, I started as a ball boy for the New York Giants, and 21 years later, I'm receiving calls from players that I used to work under or were my idols, asking if we could help build them a pad for their son who's now in high school, or a big recruit going into college. And it's nice to be able to take care of some guys that kind of took care of me when I was younger or looked after me.
We have spent countless hours at high schools in every pocket of this country. I can't tell you how many family rooms I've been in of complete strangers all over the country walk in the door to fit their 2 sons, to fit their son and their best friend. We've noticed parents and high school coaches, for that matter, taking an interest in what their players are. They support their son playing football for all the good that can come out of the game, and they just want to know that he's wearing modern technology that can keep him safe.
So I was one of these kids who wasn't allowed to play football growing up because my mom was afraid that I would get hurt. And it wasn't until I was bigger than everyone, my junior year in high school, that she allowed me to play football, and I played for a couple of years. I think with the Q collar, I think she would have let me play football a lot earlier.
The Q collar is making a difference. We're seeing a high rate of adoption pretty much at every level, from youth, a lot of interest from high school, and a fair bit coming from the NFL, professional as well.
When I was playing, I wore the Q collar for 3 years. I wore it 17, 18, 19, and basically what that does is it provides a little bit more blood flow up and around your brain to help pad your brain from subconcussive blows, and then over time it just became part of what I wore. So anytime we had a helmet on, I would have the collar on. Practice, games, training camp, OTAs, whatever it was.
Youth helmets tend to have some features that might be more specific to younger players with smaller bodies, but they all have to meet the same very rigorous standards that football helmets have to meet, whether they're for younger players or high schoolers or elite level players. We have to understand how they interact with the equipment that we make so that we make good decisions around features that can benefit them. We engage with the governing bodies like the National High School Federation, the NCAA, USA Football, Pop Warner, the NFL. We want to understand what they need of their equipment and how we can help them. So I have 2 daughters, and one of them actually plays tackle football and has played for the last 2 years. Loved it. Can't say enough about the experience.
The connected football system has provided an opportunity with people of all age levels, of all playing levels and playing styles to be able to focus on a part of their game that they can improve. On the high school side, it's consistency. That's what we need to work on. How do you make consistency better from the lower levels and working your way down? There are endless possibilities for what type of improvements we can make in the own football system to be able to give people their best chance at improving.
This whole company loves the game of football. It's been a part of our lives from very early ages. So we're trying to do what we think is our part to help grow the game and kind of ease any concerns parents may have of wanting their kids to play this sport at young ages now. So I think we take some of that burden and off of parents and younger kids and kind of put their mind at ease.
The prideful moment, I'll tell you when it hit me. I'm at a high school camp in Georgia, probably 1,000 high school players. And during a lunch break, I'm sitting there on the sidelines, 2 kids come up to me and they explain to me that the only opportunity they have to go to college is through football. And their other option was to go to the military. It hit me really hard because we all know if they're a junior in high school and they got a chance to go to college, if they were to crack a rib, if they were to break a clavicle, if they were to have a shoulder injury, that scholarship is getting yanked. They don't have a choice, they're in the military. That hit me like a ton of bricks, and I'll never forget it. I take a lot of pride in the fact that we're able to keep athletes on the field and to allow them to perform at their highest level.
Developing a product here in the lab, seeing it perform well, and then watching it out on the field is always a rewarding experience. But I think it goes beyond just what you see on Saturdays and Sundays. It's a lot of the those high school and youth level players that really stick with you. So I remember a few years ago we scanned a player's head and really no helmet had ever fit him, and his feedback on the fit of that helmet was a very rewarding experience.
The most rewarding part is the stories we hear from moms and dads of an athlete who has bought the product, is playing successfully, and they'll tell us various stories and they'll email us thanking us that we brought this product to the market. Those are days where it feels really good to work here and be a part of Q30. It feels more like mission work.
The game of football, it's a great game, and I think one way of making it better is making it safer and making it a better experience for the kids who play it.
Chuck Pagano, to this day, he's like my dad. Looked after me when I went to the University of Miami. I used to bring my clothes to his house and wash my clothes, man. I called him, Coach, you mind if we coming over and you mind if I wash my clothes over there? And I could hear him, Tina in the back, tell him yes. Tell him to bring whatever he has. And Miss Tina, let me go over there and use the laundry room, man. And, we sit down and watch football. Coach might have some cooking going on the grill or something. And, man, it was just phenomenal. It really brought us together. It was grown men raising young men to be men, and that was the best time. Having that relationship and the things that they did is the reason why, I'm sitting here today.
In 1989, I'm coaching at Duke University, and we started setting team goals that year. First year I'd ever done it. Bubba Metz, our center, said, Coach, we think we can win the ACC championship. And I said, wait a minute now, we're not going to put on goals that we have no chance of achieving. Do you guys really believe we got a chance to do that? And they all, yeah, let's put it on there, let's put it on there. And we start the season 1-3, and then we had Clemson coming, and they were 4-0, number 7 in the nation. We were huge underdogs. So things happened. We hit a pass here, there, and the other. And fortunately, we hit one toward the end of the game to win the game 21-17. But what was the amazing part, that team, those guys said, hey, if we prepare and play like this, maybe, just maybe, we can win the rest of it. We didn't have a single defensive player that got a sniff in the NFL. That team loved each other, came together, won the championship. Teamwork and spirit and belief. It's amazing what you can achieve.
1999 game between Texas and Texas A&M. The backdrop was how 12 Aggie students had died. They would construct these huge stacks of bonfire logs, and the stack collapsed.
Tonight, they are still picking an enormous pile of logs apart in the hope that maybe a student under there is still alive.
And to be at Kyle Field among those 80,000 people was almost a spiritual experience. I remember everything about that day, from the doves that were released pre-game in honor of the students to the maroon and white balloons.
We thank you for the love and support that has been given to the Aggie family.
The Texas band played the intermezzo from Carmen at halftime. Everything about that day resonated with me. It was so much more than football, and it drove home to me what a bonding experience the game of college football is for so many people.
There's a lot of good that can come from athletics, specifically American football, from leadership, building character, teamwork. You know, this game is important, and the equipment plays a vital part. You can prevent injuries, and if you have a preventative approach or a proactive approach as opposed to a reactive approach, you're going to be better off.
You know that the game's moving in the right direction because there are billions of dollars going into safety between helmets and shoulder pads. The money's being invested there. There's a lot of brilliant people going into those designs and moving it forward, and it's in the right hands.
Boldly championing the future of football, to me, means continuing to focus on product development and innovation and research and development.
From my perspective at Riddell, the most exciting thing we have going is the introduction of analytics and data analysis, head impacts on the field and certain biometrics on the field that you can measure in the helmet, and using that to improve the game of football, I think will have benefits that we can't even really imagine right now.
So at Wilson, we want to keep making better footballs. We want to help players play their best because that's what we do. It's the difference between those athletes going far and farther is the equipment that we help make. And that's what our purpose is to make sure that we deliver the best product that we possibly can for them.
Being on top of improvement in general or innovation to us is understanding the amount of potential issues that we can tackle at any one given time. So for us, it is understanding that there is not one football that is best matched for everybody in the entire world.
We believe that we can get to a point where we can make a product for an individual, not just a mass-produced football. We want to get to the point where that football is specifically tailored for that quarterback to help him play his best. We're also going to keep embedding technology and just keep measuring that stuff that keeps them playing at their best.
Part of our future goals is to develop a product that would fit the budgets of everyone else out there. That is in our future plans. But currently, right now, we do everything we can to help the high school levels in a variety of ways. We've launched what's called a Cover 2 program. We will literally encourage professional athletes who have achieved pinnacle of success, and we will work with them in an effort for them to donate back.
The idea of manipulating blood flow and jugular vein compression is really new, and it's new to the science in the medical community. So the exciting part is we don't know where this research and this technology can take us.
Long term, there are improvements to the collar, either making it lightweight or making it very specific for the different applications that might be used. And then just around the corner is onboarding biometrics and other sensors that can be used to provide additional data.
Our hope and our vision is that this product becomes universal. This will be for every high school football player will wear this technology. They'll be able to have an added layer of protection, but also be able to play safer and smarter.
But obviously, like everything in the game, everything has advanced, and there's no reason why the pads didn't need to come along with that same innovation and technology, and that's exactly what X-Tech pads did.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of the data that we're collecting. But I think the data will better inform how football helmets are designed in the future, where we can use the data that we collect from a particular player and tune the helmet to best protect them based on their historical impact profile. But I think it'll also inform how the game is coached and played and how player technique is coached into players to make the game better for everybody involved.
The days of just mass producing any products and putting it on anyone from the ages of 8 to 15, those days are over. You're a part of the game, you're a part of these athletes' lives, you're a part of them stepping on a field, because they're looking for the best equipment possible to play the game they love, and it's a rewarding experience.
After the unexpected loss to Ole Miss, I wanted to say I'm sorry because I feel like it's important when you feel like you do something wrong to say you're sorry, and I didn't lead the way I was supposed to. I didn't play the way I was supposed to.
Extremely sorry. You know, we were hoping for an undefeated season. That was my goal, something Florida's never done here. But I promise you one thing, a lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player in the entire country play as hard as I will play the rest of the season, and you never see someone push the rest of the team.
I wanted to promise something that I believed I could deliver. I didn't say we were going to win the rest of our games or we were going to win a championship, but I did promise them that I was going to be a different player and we were going to be a different team. And together we rallied and we were able to make that happen. That season was just such a special season, and from that point on, we were a really good team that loved each other, that was special, that fought for each other, and that did something really, really incredible.
My dad, John X. Miller Sr., coached at Winston-Salem Teachers College before desegregation. And so most of the top black athletes from around the country went to historically black colleges and universities. I was the water boy, and my dad was only 5'5", but he was the offensive line coach at Winston-Salem. He passed away when I was 15 years old, but I do remember this, okay? And this is the last memory I have of my dad. He was in the hospital. He was dying of cancer. After school one day, I was late because I was out playing tennis with one of my friends. And he called me over and whispered at me. He said, "Are you going to be a tennis player or are you going to be a football player?" And I said, "Dad, I'm going to be a football player." And that's the last thing I said to him. I went to Washington and Lee University, played offensive line. He didn't get to see me play, but what he had instilled in me was the power of the game. I believe what he was telling me was that that was what was going to lead me to wherever I was going in life.
The University of Kentucky is one of the most underappreciated football schools in the nation. In 2011, we hadn't beaten Tennessee in 27 years, and unbeknownst to the public and the media, all of our quarterbacks were injured that week to the point where they couldn't play. Our coaching staff threw out the entire playbook and installed the old single-wing offense just for that game and that week, with one of our wide receivers playing quarterback. We ended up winning the game, and the fans rushed the field. In my office, I have a photograph. Something always caught my eyes down here in the corner. You see a young boy hugging on to his dad. And what that's always said to me is that's a moment that they are always going to have together. Dad, do you remember when? Son, do you remember when? And it's those kinds of magic moments that make college football so special.
For everyone, from players to parents, football offers unlimited growth with even more to learn. Visit futureforfootball.com to get ahead of the game. Find out where to play, what equipment to use, and get the latest from leagues around the country, including pro tips and parental info from the experts. These resources make it easier than ever to create your plan and make your play.
In Las Vegas, it is always on. We're talking Roman Coliseum meets Gridiron, meets Field of Dreams, meets Cold Ice, meets Ultimate Fights, meets Neon Lights. It's hat tricks and Hail Marys and dunks and pit stops. It's 8 seconds of glory and extra innings and go time and multiple overtimes. From pre-game to at the game to post-game, Vegas is the greatest arena on earth.
I've always had this passion for football. It's my job to foster the product creation process for all of our products that have a Wilson brand on it. If you look at athletes 50 years ago versus today, they look a lot different. They're well-tuned, highly trained individuals, and the equipment needs to evolve with them.
You are a part of the game. You're a part of these athletes' lives. You're a part of them stepping on the field. The days of just mass producing any products overseas, those days are over.
I have a great job. There's no shortage of motivation there because I get to get up every day to go work on sports equipment that I get to see on the field every weekend in the fall.
And some of these guys, you're talking to some athletes who are the best that have been playing their sport at a professional level for 8-9 years. And now they're taking this simple device, wearing it, and they feel it's making them better and making a difference.
I love the game of football. I want guys to be able to play as long as they want. And I think any way to help guys play longer and extend their careers and keep guys healthy is, I'm all for it.
Our mission is to improve sports safety, not just within the NFL, but throughout football. If we can impact our players, which are the most elite on our fields, I do believe that it will have an effect for football players at all levels of sport.
A number of people from different areas around the football world who do this day in and day out and care desperately for the health and safety of the athletes that they care for. Seeing the integrity that exists in it and willing to roll up their sleeves and help. Offering their time with a number of different backgrounds or disciplines behind them that make the work almost by definition collaborative. And that part is really rewarding.
So at Wilson, we've been doing this for 100 years, right? We've been at the heart of sport for that long, and we want to keep making better football. We want to help players play their best. We started with, this fundamental concept is just, can we measure things? And that started in 2012. One of the needs that I saw in the market that wasn't there was the launch monitor kind of for quarterbacks. So I would actually understand how well somebody threw the football. I think it's the first time you can actually quantify a quarterback's arm talent. We measure distinct types of throws, and what we wanted to do is measure how much speed can they get on the ball, how well do they spin it, what's the spiral quality of when they throw it, and how quick can they get it out of their hands. That's what we set out to do.
Q-Collar is a non-invasive device worn around the neck. It's applying a very exacting amount of pressure, which allows for a backfilling, and there's more fluid being held in the brain, so the brain can't slosh or move inside the head. And so for us, being able to reduce the injury that's occurring by putting the collar on, that injury doesn't occur. It's significantly reduced. Our hope and our vision is that this product becomes universal. It's just a part of everything that you see on every single football player. No different than the rest of their equipment that they're wearing today. They like it, it's comfortable, they want to wear it, and they feel it's making a difference.
I must have asked 50 to 100 players during the beginning of X-Tech, what type of shoulder pads do you wear? And the average response was, I wear whatever they put in my locker, and it's been like that since 8th grade. Why aren't their pads position specific? Why aren't their pads specific to what sort of injuries the player may be prone to based upon the position he plays? Every pad we build here, whether it's the best players at the NFL level or high school, is custom built specific to what that player needs.
The research and product development team is a team of engineers, designers, test technicians, quality experts, and product managers that are dedicated and committed to the game of football and making it safer for players. Riddell has historically engaged with all constituents of the game of football, but more recently we've been working on smart helmet technology, sensors in helmets, radio transmitting devices, for almost 20 years now. We test about 25,000 football helmets a year.
I think that when our fans think of the NFL, I don't think that they think of us as scientific, but we have the leading experts that really help us to charge and lead forward, but really put together strategies and technologies to improve the health and safety of our players.
A lot of people are trying to do the right thing for the right reason.
And even if progress, sometimes doesn't always exist overnight, eventually you're going to get there and people are trying hard to do it. That's the part that's probably the most heartening and constantly rewarding.
I think there have been a lot of advancements in the last decade to make the game safer. I can tell you that the protective equipment has never been better, and it will change the game in the future in a lot of ways.
Two commonalities all of us have in college football, whether it's coaches or players, every time we get together, A, we choose to do it, and then secondly, we're able to do it. And having the Children's Hospital overlooking our stadium is just a great reminder. Not everybody's that fortunate. So in 17, we had a new tradition that began, which I think is as good a tradition as there is in college football. At the end of first quarters, everybody in the stadium turns and waves to the Children's Hospital, and it's a salute to the doctors, the nurses, the staff that work to get kids healthy. Most importantly, you hear the stories from the children, you hear them from their families, and just how much it means to them. That's the good thing. And a young man, Caden Kelso, to hear his story, early in the season he was up receiving the wave, and then he was able, as he got healthier, to be down on the sidelines with us later in the season and wave up to the other children. That was a pretty moving thing.
To the end zone. Touchdown. This is how legends are made. He is over. Touchdown, Archie Griffin.
Complete. Bosworth on the blitz.
Tyler straight drop, hands it to Falk, right up the middle, he breaks it. 15, 10, 5, he's gone.
I can't tell you how thrilled I am to accept the MacArthur Bowl symbolic of the national championship.
Throws it down. Caught by Boston College. I don't believe it. There's the blitz. Williams getting him on the blitz.
Roger Staubach. Flips the football, complete.
Eric Dickerson. He's one of the best I've ever seen.
He's going for the corner. He's got it.
LeVar Arrington, the All-America candidate, came across.
Luck, line it. Aikman.
Touchdown.
Legends are made. Bye-bye, Mo. Touchdown, Auburn. This is how legends are made. Thrown down by Mo Gardner. This is how legends are made.
Welcome back, our host, Charles Davis.
Good evening again, everyone. Sorry it took me a second to get up there when Mr. Archie Manning's talking to you. You wait and listen. Hope you're all doing well, having a good time. How's it going, everyone? Really, really appreciate you being back. And for those of you on the dais, in the audience and watching on ESPN+, it is now time. Let's meet the less than 1% who have played and or coached college football since 1869 and achieved the pinnacle of recognition and the right to call themselves one of the best ever. To present the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame class, please welcome NFF board member and the chairman of the Honors Court from the 1986 College Football Hall of Fame class, and still the only two-time winner of the Heisman Trophy and one of the best people you will ever meet in this world, Mr. Archie Griffin.
Thank you very much. It's great to see all of you out here, and thank you all so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the players that make up the College Football Hall of Fame class of 2023. They include 10 unanimous and 8 consensus first-team All-Americans, 10 multi-year first-team All-Americans, 11 winners of college football major awards, including 1 Heisman Trophy and 1 Campbell Trophy recipient. There are 13 Conference Players of the Year, 8 played for College Football Hall of Fame coaches, 4 were members of national championship teams, and 9 won conference championships. Let's meet them. Winner of the Jim Thorpe Award from the University of Tennessee, defensive back, Eric Berry.
He's maybe the best football player I've ever seen. He just makes plays.
They can't do it. The pass intercepted down at the 5-yard line. Eric Berry's going to outrun the Gators for a Tennessee touchdown, 95 yards. Again, Moreno gets to the 40-yard line, stays on his feet. A big-time hit. He can hear it up here. Fires the pass. That's intercepted. Eric Berry to the 40, to the 30. Eric Berry's going all the way to the 10. Touchdown, Tennessee. Eric Berry, 45 yards. His 7th interception of the year.
But what makes him so special is he's always around the football. He has great instincts.
For the ball knocked away, picked out of the air by Eric Berry. Berry running down the near sideline of the 40.
How can a defensive back affect the ball game as much as this guy does? It's unbelievable.
Eric Berry. The 1998 Davy O'Brien Award winner, Michael Bishop, quarterback, Kansas State University.
Bishop in the shotgun.
Quarterback draw this time for Michael. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Finds some room. 35, 30. Michael, 25. Still on his feet. 20, 15, 10, 5. Down to the 1-yard line. What a run for Michael Bishop. Looking, sets. Now he's going to run with a football. Bishop to the 10, to the 5. Goes up, over. Touchdown, Kansas State. Michael Bishop will leap over the pile at the 2. Michael looks, rolling. Guns the ball downfield. Has a man down there. McDonald makes a catch.
Very few quarterbacks can run to the right, turn back, and hit a pass over the middle accurately.
Quarterback draw for Bishop, up the middle. Bishop 45, midfield. Bishop 45, down to the 40, breaks a tackle. 35, 30, 25, 20, down to the 17-yard line.
Bishop
hops outside.
Touchdown. Michael Bishop. From the University of Southern California, the 2005 Walter Camp Player of the Year, Doak Walker Award recipient, and national champion running back Reggie Bush.
And that's Reggie Bush being Reggie Bush, one of the best running backs you would have ever seen.
Bush. Goodbye. Touchdown.
Reggie Bush right up the middle, hits the outside. He's at the 30, it's another foot race. Cuts it back to the 20, comes back to the near side of the field. He's going to go. It's going to be another USC touchdown.
And all the way, Reggie Bush with a dime. Touchdown. Bush with a hole. Cuts to the outside. Wins the tackle. Reggie Bush with a touchdown. Hand off to Bush. Trying to get outside. Now let's come back, try this side. Oh, look at that block. There was a hammer. And Bush goes into the end zone for a touchdown.
Trying to get to the corner, and he does, and he's locked down a lot of green. Say goodbye, Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. The 2001 Big East Co-Defensive Player of the Year, defensive end, Dwight Freeney.
They run it, Haynes to the left. Freeney got it at the 40-yard line for a 4-yard loss.
Vic and dropped by Freeney. Can't remember one player dogging Michael Vick like this in his career.
They got him. Freeney's down. Almost beating the snap count. Dwight Freeney.
Makes the inside hand up. Brady Saxman forces a fumble, and Brady's got it at the 10-yard line. Here comes Brady, and Dwight's got him at the 10-yard line, and this time Miller just goes down.
Dwight Freeney. The 2003 Outland Trophy winner from the University of Iowa, offensive tackle Robert Gallery.
So I think I was just born to be a Hawkeye, and when the opportunity came that I could possibly, play college football, it was, one I hoped for.
This is a rugged offensive tackle, rugged left tackle, very strong, tremendously mobile, and very tough. Look about the experience that he gained at Iowa in that style of offense. This kid never really had an off game. He was All-American week in and week out.
Playing my backyard, just it's the pro team of Iowa. It's just, to me, there's nothing. That is Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes. And to get that opportunity and then have success and be a part of it, still be a part of it, it's a great honor.
Robert Gallery. Winner of the 2010 Doak Walker Award from the University of Oregon, running back LaMichael James.
LaMichael James, the young man from Texarkana. This young man is a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Michael up the middle, busted, and he's gone! LaMichael James, baby, not gonna catch that man! Statement, statement, statement! see Oregon do this quite often, going for it on fourth down. Michael James, touchdown Ducks.
Adios. Touchdown, Michael James, the leading rusher in the nation.
Michael James takes off down the sideline, headed for the end zone.
James still on the sidelines. Shakes another tackle. James, touchdown. What a run.
LaMichael James. A linebacker who took home the 2004 Butkus and Nagurski trophies from the University of Texas, Derek Johnson.
Linebacker number 11, Derek Johnson. That's the man you got to know where he is on every play. He's worth the price of a ticket.
Second out, to the left side, Henderson flat, knocked down by DJ. Rolling to the right side, Derek Johnson chasing him. He's going to run for it, and the ball is punched down. It's loose on the turf.
Back to the left side to Blunt with a catch. And then Derek Johnson runs him down, and the ball popped loose. It's loose on the turf, and the Longhorns have a turnover.
What can you say? The best defensive football player in the country.
Now steps back to throw with time. Fires to left. That's intercepted by Derek Johnson. Johnson at the 40 with a blocker in front from the 30. Down the sidelines, the 20, the 10, the 5. Johnson to the goal line. Touchdown, Texas.
Derek Johnson. The first ever defensive player to earn Senior Bowl MVP honors from Montana State University, Bill Kolar.
Ended up going to Montana State, and obviously it changed my life forever. I mean, never regretted it, one second. I mean, with the people out there and the fans and backers and everything, I mean, you can't beat it. It definitely turned out to be, the best decision I ever made. Obviously, I played back in the 70s and stuff, and all the, the teammates, Coach Holland, Coach Lubick, all the guys, to me, this is, sort of for everybody.
Bill Kolar. Winner of the 2011 Butkus, Nagurski, and Lombardi Awards, the ACC's all-time leading tackler from Boston College, linebacker Luke Kuechly.
Man, the kid is just a terror.
Picked off by Kuechly, and Kuechly may take it into the house.
The kid does it all. Superman strikes again.
Boy, Wilson is blasted.
Bears back to pass, and he's picked off. Kuechly, and he's got some room.
His 183 tackles led the nation as he was named the first-team All-American.
Luke Kuechly, the man on the spot.
Intercepted, Kuechly. And Kuechly with the stiff arm. Kuechly still on his feet. Touchdown, Kuechly. You are Superman, Luke.
Luke Kuechly. The only two-time first-team All-American in school history from the University of Missouri, kick returner and wide receiver, Jeremy Macklin.
Wide open, Macklin, touchdown, Missouri. Deep seam pattern, Macklin separation over the shoulder grab at the 15 to the house, touchdown, Missouri.
On the run, Macklin. 30, 35. Here he goes. 45. Kiss him goodbye. Count him up. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
Daniel to throw. Wide open. He finds Macklin. He gets loose to the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown.
Boy, fumbled it over the middle. Throws for touchdown. Wow.
Macklin. Booting it to Macklin, who has a touchdown receiving and might have a touchdown in a punt return. Look at the speed of the freshman Macklin. It's a touchdown for Missouri.
Jeremy Macklin. He finished his career as the NCAA's all-time leader in career receptions and receiving yards, and was the Lobos' first ever consensus All-American from the University of New Mexico, wide receiver Terrence Mathis.
Terrence Mathis, number 15, is into the game now for the Lobos.
When you've got a receiver like number 15, Terrence Mathis there, with the speed that he has and the elusiveness, you'd like to get him downfield.
Downfield, Mathis.
Using Mathis, their All-American wide receiver. Going for the NCAA career reception yardage record. And there's Mathis. Bye-bye, Terrence. Lobos lead. The fade pattern is going to be caught for a touchdown. One-on-one, Mathis wins and gets the touchdown for the Lobos.
For Mathis, might have him. Mathis, touchdown New Mexico.
Terrence Mathis, with the kind of game that he had the first half of the season, which elevated him to the top of the stats nationally.
Mathis has had a big afternoon.
Terrence Mathis. A national champion and 2001 Outland Trophy winner from the University of Miami, offensive tackle Bryant McKinney.
How do you get around that guy? No one ever has. He has not given up a sack.
That offensive front of Miami, considered by many the best in the country. I think I agree with that too, Keith. And when I stood next to McKinney the other day, I couldn't believe his size.
He has a 92-inch wingspan. How long is that from hand to hand? Well, he put it together with this pole. The only difference with McKinney is it's up here.
Look at this. He's got an 18-shoe wingspan, 92 inches. That's 8 feet. Vertical leap of 32 inches, 40-yard dash, 5 flat, and he bench presses the world. Quiet, gentle man. He sure is. What a talent.
Bryant McKinney. He won the 1999 Lombardi and Nagurski trophies. Virginia Tech defensive lineman Corey Moore.
Corey Moore has done it all, ladies and gentlemen. The young man is making some noise for the Outland and Lombardi Awards tonight.
Virginia Tech coming again. They got another one. Second block, and I think Corey Moore got a piece of it.
Corey Moore knocks the ball free. Corey Moore picks it up. He's rumbling towards the end zone. He's taking it to the house. Touchdown, Tech.
Corey Moore. A unanimous and consensus All-American who led the Irish to the 1988 National Championship. Michael Stonebreaker, linebacker, University of Notre Dame.
Stonebreaker leading the defense.
Stonebreaker, of course, is the leading tackler. He's got 2 interceptions to boast.
Short of the first down, Michael Stonebreaker, number 42. Great name for a linebacker.
Look out. Incompleted ball. Runs into Mike Stonebreaker after 5 yards. Here comes Stonebreaker.
Bobby McAllister winning the snap. Drops back, sets up, looks, fires the pass over the middle. Intercepted. It's Stonebreaker, 30, 25, 20, down to the 15, down to the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown Irish. Mike Stonebreaker.
Linebacker, the coaches honored Notre Dame's Michael Stonebreaker, who returned to prominence after sitting out the 1989 season. Clutch plays that helped to clinch All-America linebacker status for Michael Stonebreaker.
Michael Stonebreaker. A 2009 National Football Foundation Campbell Trophy winner, was the first sophomore in history to win the Heisman Trophy, a two-time national champion from the University of Florida, quarterback Tim Tebow.
One of the best quarterbacks in the history of college football, Tim Tebow. Did I say earlier that Tim Tebow is a football player?
Well, he's 6'3" and he weighs 240 pounds, and he's going full speed.
And Superman strikes again. Tebow straight ahead, into the end zone, and the Gators have hooked this one on ice.
Deep, man wide open. This will go for 6. Blitz. Tebow back. Tebow throws it. It's caught. Touchdown.
Gators go for it on 4th down. Touchdown, Tebow.
What a force is Tim Tebow.
Quarterback Tim Tebow. From the University of Wisconsin, the 1991 Big Ten Co-Defensive Player of the Year, defensive back Troy Vincent.
Vincent, he's on his feet. Look out.
In the hand. Fry throwing to the end zone. Troy Vincent, the flying quarterback for the Badgers, snared it.
Good blocking, throws deep for Tedman Brown, and Vincent was there.
And then it was the Troy Vincent show. Western punting on its next possession. Number 22 bolted 90 yards for pay dirt. He had 241 yards in returns today.
Vincent, there he goes. He could be gone.
And Troy Vincent, a little tip at the last second.
Troy's the best. I tell you what, this is an excellent job.
Troy Vincent, the only college player to rush and receive for 1,000 yards in the same season. 2001 Walter Payton Award winner from Villanova University, running back Brian Westbrook.
Here comes Boubin. They hand off to Westbrook. He runs up the middle. Breaks the tackle. He's gone. It's history. 10-5 touchdown. Brian Westbrook explodes 34 yards right up the middle for his 67th career touchdown. Brian Westbrook dives into the end. The 5th touchdown of the afternoon. Brian Westbrook goes up the middle, breaks the tackle there to the 44-yard line, and he has just become the all-time, all-purpose yardage leader in 1AA football.
Brian Westbrook. Three-time Offensive Player of the Year and the first player at the University of Memphis to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Running back D'Angelo Williams.
Here's the snap, here's the blitz, and it's a draw play, and D'Angelo Williams breaks away from a man 40, brings it to the near sideline 30.
This place is going bananas.
Draw play, D'Angelo Williams, huge hole, 40, 30, 20, see ya, 10, 5, touchdown Memphis. Williams' second touchdown of the game. Here is D'Angelo getting the ball, making a great juke, and to the 3-2-1 touchdown. 7 in the box, toss sweep, Williams left side, looking for a crack. He's got it, leans to the 4-3-2-1 touchdown. See ya, major league touchdown right there, D'Angelo Williams.
D'Angelo Williams. We have met the players, now let's meet the coaches. The coaches combined to win 3 national championships, 28 conference titles, made 50 postseason appearances, and coached 51 first-team All-Americans. After 37 years, he retired as the nation's winningest active coach among all divisions with 275 career wins. From Lakeland University and Shepherd University, Coach Monty Cater.
One of the all-time winningest coaches in NCAA history. He's just done an outstanding job with this program.
He's an excellent coach, and he manages his team very well. He doesn't try to get outside of the things that he likes to do. His team stays very disciplined, and that's why they win games.
Class act, one of the most respected men in Division II football. Took the program from the NAIA ranks to Division II.
Just to be a part of that is really special, and you talk about all the people you've been involved with, and you got to do what you wanted to for 47 years. So it was special.
Monty Cater. Boasting a 66% winning percentage among stops at Georgia Southern, Navy, and Georgia Tech, he won 2 national titles and was named Conference Coach of the Year 5 times. Coach Paul Johnson.
Paul Johnson, they run the triple option. If you fall behind this offense early, you may not get the football back.
Peterson is all the way down to the 30. He's still on his feet. Peterson still on his feet. They finished the 90s with another title, their 5th in 1AA football. And Georgia Southern has won the national championship. Back-to-back titles.
Thomas fighting, stopped. The streak has ended at Notre Dame Stadium for the first time since 1963. Navy has beaten Notre Dame.
Passes, and it is intercepted! Intercepted! Picked off! Picked off! And the Jackets have come into Athens and stunned Georgia in one of the best football games you will ever see.
Thomas keeps it down and in zone. 3 touchdowns for the Georgia Tech quarterback.
The 2014 Capital One Orange Bowl trophy to Paul Johnson and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Congratulations.
Coach Paul Johnson. He led the Chippewas to the 1974 Division II National Championship, finishing his career with a 72% winning percentage. From Central Michigan University, Coach Roy Kramer.
Demanding football coach.
Yeah, not only were we national champions, he was Coach of the Year, and certainly an honor. He was well deserved. But what a great effort! And that team is so close, not only to this day, on the players, but the feeling they have toward Coach Kramer and the coaching staff. It's memorable.
Coach Roy Kramer. One of only 4 coaches in FBS history to record 135 or more wins in its 14 seasons. From the University of Georgia and the University of Miami, Coach Mark Richt.
Mark Richt was the offensive coordinator at Florida State before he got the job to succeed Jim Donnan at Georgia. Georgia has never won in Tuscaloosa, but they have now the champions of the Southeastern Conference 2002, the Bulldogs of Georgia.
Hard to overstate what Mark Richt has meant to the University of Georgia and what he's done in his tenure there.
Here comes the entire team. Watch this for excessive celebration.
Look at that. That was a planned move. I love what Georgia has done here. They are not going to back down an inch.
Please join me in welcoming the 24th head coach of the University of Miami, Mark Richt.
An unbelievable job of winning the Coastal, first time in the history of the school as far as being able to represent in Charlotte.
Mark Richt. Will all of the 2023 college inductees please rise? And let's give those inductees a big, big round of applause. We have asked 3 members of the class to sit down with Charles Davis and respond on behalf of the class. So with that, I will turn it over to Charles for the interview with the inductees.
Fantastic. Son, we good to go? Thank you. Normally, as Archie just described, the National Football Foundation asked one member of the Hall of Fame class to respond on behalf of all of his colleagues in that class. But tonight we're going to do something just a little bit different, as Archie described. From left to right, my left, starting at the far end, head coach Paul Johnson. Texas linebacker Derek Johnson. Florida quarterback Tim Tebow. Before we begin, Derek Johnson's suit. Come on.
I know. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Is there any chance I could talk to your haberdasher?
Well, you know, we just made the playoffs. You know, the college football playoffs. So I had to come represent.
Had to represent.
Longhorn. Yeah.
Holcomb?
Yep. There we go.
There we go. Glad all of you could sit down and do this and really appreciate it. Derek, I am going to start with you because I'm not sure this is the way you think of things, but now that you are a Hall of Famer, all right, and let that roll around for you a little bit. What does it mean to be Hall of Fame worthy?
Well, a few words come to mind. Favored by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Honored, privileged, humbled at the end of the day. Whenever you can tag Hall of Fame to accomplishment, it's big deal, big deal. And when you do that, and you can get to a level of excellence, it's not all about you. Somebody helps you to get there. And I know a lot of these, yeah, definitely. Greatest athletes in the world up here, college football in the whole world, and they needed somebody next to them to do their job right so they can do their job better at the end of the day. So this is the best thing about football. It's the ultimate team sport at the end of the day. And if the guy next to you can do their job really good, it helps you out. So you don't go into this alone. You go into this with your brothers.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm supposed to ask a different question, but I'm going off the board here. Tim, when you were at Florida, I believe it was your last season, and you guys had an upset loss at home, I believe it was to Ole Miss, and you went in front of the media afterwards and did what is commonly known now as the vow. I know it came straight from your heart. How did it hit you right before you went to the podium to have those words come out at that moment? Because I know that was not, I'm going to say this, and that was not you. How did that hit?
Well, a lot of people refer to it as the promise.
Yeah, the promise.
But I think it's a bad title. It's not a good title. It's actually the apology. That would be a better title because my parents taught me when I was young, when you do something wrong, the right thing is to apologize. And so I started with 2 I'm sorry's because I first wanted to apologize to my teammates, coaches, Gator Nation, because I felt like I let them down as a quarterback, as a leader, as a player on the team. But then the next thing that you always feel like you're supposed to do is say how it's going to be different going forward. And so people are like, oh, man, you promised you were going to win all the games and win a national championship. And it's like, no, that's fake news. I never said any of that. All I said is that we are going to be the hardest working team because I believe that we could control that. And I believe that I could be the hardest working player because I believe that I could control that. And I didn't think you were going to see any team or player play harder the rest of that season. So I tried to say things I believe that we could strive to back up. And that wasn't just about me. That was about all of our coaches and players coming together, and the leaders, and Spikes and Percy, and so many of the amazing players coming together. And we were blessed that year to end up winning the national championship. And you called that game and did a great job at that. And you know, that was special. And, you know, that's the thing about football is none of us are here on our own. Is we're here because there are so many people that influenced us and inspired us and led us and encouraged us and picked us up when we were down. You know, I have my parents here, my biggest heroes and role models. I have two of my amazing coaches here, and Coach Meyer and Coach Mullen that taught me and coached me. You know, I have so many people that bled into me and influenced me. And I would also say to so many of these honorees, so many of you guys influenced me. And Derek, I still feel like you're chasing me from all the times you tackled me when I was with the Broncos. So when he talks about excellence, he knows what he's talking about. And I love how the first highlight was Eric pick-sixing me. So thanks for that one, Mr. Hatchell. Appreciate that. The worst part about that is Eric picked it, and he's running down the sideline. I was like, oh, I'm going to catch him. And I got to him, and then he cut back, and I literally was so embarrassed. I rolled my ankle and missed the tackle, and he took it like 106 yards. And that was also one of my favorite players to ever play again. But that's what I love about this is we're influenced by so many heroes, role models, leaders. None of us are here by ourselves, and I think we're all so grateful for that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach, I'm detecting a theme with these two. The ultimate team game, teammates, what all that means, how special it is. You're one of only 230 coaches now inducted into the Hall of Fame. And a lot of players, I know they're here for you tonight. What does this mean to be Hall of Fame worthy as a coach?
Well, you know, I would just like to second what Tim and Derek both said. Nobody gets here by themselves. And when I started my coaching career in high school 40 years ago, and I had the opportunity to coach high school, junior college, FCS, the academy, and then Power 5, so I kind of checked every box. And certainly along the way, I had the opportunity to work with so many tremendous players, assistant coaches, and I think any coach who has ever coached the game would tell you that without their family, my wife Susan, my daughter Caitlin, their support, and the support of a bunch of, you know, I was so fortunate. I had assistant coaches that worked with me for over 20 years. And when you can keep a group together like that, they make your job easy. And I feel like I'm up here representing all those players and coaches that I had the opportunity to lead.
Yeah, well, yes. I will say this, Coach, if you have people who want to stay around you for 20 years, you're doing something right.
Well,
okay?
Thank you.
There's no doubt about it. You know, Derek, being up here tonight, you mentioned people around you. Is there anyone who's been I hate to even say the most influential, but at the top, you know, near your list, Tim mentioned his parents, his heroes. Who are some people like that for you to get you here to this evening?
Oh, man. I would say two groups. First, my family. I'm a big family guy. My mom, who's a spiritual woman, introduced me to Christ early. So that's why she never have to worry about anything because her youngest son is going to be fine. But she's a school teacher too, so she wasn't just a school teacher at school. When she came home, she was too. So that was tough for me.
Yeah, turn it off.
That is true. But just to let you know, she instilled a lot of great values in me at an early age, and man, it really paid big dividends for me. Quick story: I won the Bronco Nagurski Award my last year at the University of Texas in 2004. And I'm a 22-year-old kid, a young man, and I won it. I was getting up there. They had just showed a big, mean video of Bronco Nagurski and just updating us on, you know, who he is and everything. And as soon as I get up there, I say, I know y'all think Mr. Nagurski was tough. You should see my mom. And then everybody bust out laughing. But it just let you know that my mom showed us tough love. At the same time, she instilled a lot of education and character building, and being able to work hard all the time. The second group would be my Longhorn family. Just being able to be at the University of Texas, 40 acres. I learned so much there, from a boy to becoming a man, becoming a professional. Coach Mack Brown, who's in the College Football Hall of Fame, taught us well, and being a second father to us. And my teammates, man. You can't do it without your teammates. That's what I love about football. We can come up here and pound our chests all we want to, but it's a lot of guys next to us taking the same kind of hits.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach Johnson. And by the way, quick shout out, University of Minnesota's own Bronco Nagurski, okay, from International Falls. Coach Johnson, we get to see you as a coach. We get to document it with our cameras and follow you around, and I'm sure you really, really miss those weekly press conferences and things you have to do and deal with all of us. But behind the scenes, can you tell us about an event, a person, an experience that people wouldn't know about that helped shape you and help you get to where you are here tonight?
Wow, that's such a good question. I think back.
Thank you. I worked on it all night. I've worked it out.
Well, I think back to early on in my career, and when I graduated from college, the only thing I wanted to do was go back and be the head coach at my high school. I mean, I had no inkling about coaching college football or doing any of that. I thought, if I can ever get back to my high school and be the head coach, then, I will have achieved what I want to accomplish. And I had the opportunity to go back and coach for the same coach I'd played for at my high school. And he instilled in me that this is not what you need to do. You need to keep going. You need to expand, and he says, you can do this. And so from there, I had the opportunity to go to a junior college, and then Coach Irk Russell at Georgia Southern gave me an opportunity, and I actually started out as a defensive coach. And Coach Russell came to me in 1985 and asked me to be the offensive coordinator, and we had a young man named Tracy Ham who was the quarterback, and we were fortunate we won the national championship in 85 and 86 doing what we did on offense, and we did it the rest of my career. So I would say that probably changed the trajectory of my career and really was the start to what success I had.
I can just tell you, Coach, you and Tracy Ham, kid from New Paltz, New York, I knew about the ham bone. All right, I knew you guys were running people down. Tim, we're going to close it out with you. And when you look back on it, as you sit here tonight, and I don't know, the answer may change down the road, but your most vivid memory of being a college football player, of being a guy who played at the University of Florida. I know the success is one thing, but there's a common thread throughout all of us about college football. What about you in terms of memory?
There's so much that I'll remember, that I'll cherish. The relationships, the moments, the one dream, one vision, one goal, so many different backgrounds and people coming together to chase after that one goal. And then along the way, through the ups and the downs, friendships are built, relationships, community, and that is just so special. But I think if it would just be one thing for me, it might not be the answer you were expecting, but it'd probably be when I was actually in the jungles of the Philippines and I met a boy who was born with his feet on backwards, and because of that, this village viewed him as less than insignificant, cursed, and he was a throwaway to the people there. And in my life, up until that time and still many times afterwards, I love striving to be the best. I love competition. I love driving forward. I love trying to win. I love trying to win championships. I love it. I'm super competitive, and I love striving to win MVPs. But I knew that day that boy wasn't a throwaway, and I knew God was pricking my heart, saying he's not a throwaway to him, but Timmy, what is he going to be to you? And I knew that day that I was, in my heart of hearts, as one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, I was chasing MVPs, meaning most valuable player awards. But that day, I knew God was pricking my heart, saying, I have a more important MVP for you. It's not the most valuable player, it's the most vulnerable people. That's what I want you to chase after. That's what I want you to help. That's who I want you to care for. Because these honors are so amazing, it's so humbling. But you know, one of the reasons why I respect so many of these guys so much is because they use the platform that football has given them to help so many of the world's most vulnerable people. And so many of these guys do it in different ways. You see, football has given us a platform, not just to score touchdowns or bring a fake pigskin into a rectangle, but to be able to impact people's lives. And that's why so many of these guys are friends and heroes, because they've taken that platform and they're using it for good. But one of the things that I miss all the time is perspective. But I want to remember what the most important thing I can chase. And I believe that's Jesus and the most vulnerable people. And that's why I'm so grateful to be up here on the stage with so many incredible people.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we get three better representatives of the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame class. Coach Paul Johnson, Derek Johnson, Tim Tebow, thank you very much for representing your colleagues tonight. You're the best, baby. Congratulations, Coach. All the best. Fantastic. Yes. So while they come up and help shape up the stage a little bit before our next, I will not go into a nightclub act, I promise. Just give them a second. Thank you very much. How great was that? Listen to those three. Representing all these great people who are going in tonight. And any three we would have picked up here, it would have been the same thing. It would have been excellence. And it would have been wonderful words. So thank you for representing your colleagues in your class. And I know you guys do the same things as Tim pointed out in your own lives. Now, the late great patriarch of the Raiders, Mr. Al Davis, made famous the phrase, the quarterback must go down. Oh, I'm sorry, that one. Oh. A commitment to excellence. He used it to instill a winning mentality in his team, inspiring them to strive for greatness and to never settle for anything less than success. His belief and definition could be applied to each member of this Hall of Fame class, and quite frankly, everyone that came before it. Because when you start talking about being one of 1,304 players and coaches to be enshrined into the College Football Hall of Fame since 1869, nothing less than a commitment to excellence would do. Gentlemen, be proud. Audience, be inspired. Now, to make it all official and formally induct the class of 2023, please welcome from the 1989 Hall of Fame class, Ole Miss quarterback and NFF chairman, Mr. Archie Manning.
Gentlemen, please rise and place your Hall of Fame ring on your finger. Eric Berry, Michael Bishop, Reggie Bush, Dwight Freeney, Robert Gallery, Michael James. Derek Johnson, Bill Kolar, Luke Kuechly, Jeremy Macklin, Terrence Mathis, Brian McKinney, Corey Moore, Michael Stonebreaker, Tim Tebow, Troy Vincent, Brian Westbrook, D'Angelo Williams, Coach Monty Kadar, Coach Paul Johnson, Coach Roy Kramer, and Coach Mark Richt. On this date, 2005-2023, December 5, 2023, the members of the Honors Court, the Board of Trustees, and the 120 chapters of the National Football Foundation have noted you worthy of enrollment into the College Football Hall of Fame. Distinguished by strength of soul, mind, and body, you have added to the endowment of American manhood and have served as an inspiration to the youth of the land, who will succeed you in that enormous role of leading the greatest of all teams, the United States of America. To make sure your names are duly honored, and the memory of you made certain as long as our time shall endure. I now, on behalf of the National Football Foundation, declare that you are inducted into the College Football National Shrine. Congratulations.
How's it feel, gentlemen? Yeah, okay, now we're going to get all modest, huh? Congratulations to all the honorees. Hanukkah begins Thursday. Happy holidays as we kick off the holiday season. Enjoy, celebrate. We didn't celebrate Festivus because there are no airing of grievances here tonight. And now, to help us close things out, and I thank all of you for being here this evening. You're a wonderful, wonderful audience for all these great, great people. Please welcome internationally acclaimed soprano Marla Cavanaugh with the singing of God Bless America.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide